Hey there, Cinemaster fans. Hope you're ready for some movie magic.
That will be unlike.
Let's dive right in. The film starts 5 years ago, when suddenly a strange virus began to spread in America. This virus turned people into dangerous zombies, and every day millions died. Some people said the virus came from China. Others thought it was God's punishment for what people were doing. The government tried everything to stop the virus, even destroyed an entire city full of zombies, but unfortunately the number of infected kept increasing every day. In the end, the government decided to build a high wall around the zombie areas and called it the quarantine zone. They also formed a special team called Our Division to expel zombies outside the zone and try to save any survivors. One day, a little girl came home to find everything turned upside down and her parents missing. She was very scared and turned on the TV to calm down, finding a show called Rekill, showing footage of the Our Division team chasing zombies. The show's host, Erica Hamilton, was saying they were going on a mission because there'd been a recent zombie attack. When they arrived, they found the street devastated, things thrown everywhere, and screams heard from afar. The situation looked very dangerous. Suddenly, a rabid baby passed by alone, and immediately after, zombies attacked them from all directions. The team started shooting quickly, but one member got bitten, so they had to shoot him right away because anyone bitten turns into a complete zombie in less than a minute. After a while, they found a police officer still alive, but as soon as they reached him, hundreds of zombies came from behind and started attacking. Zombies were coming from all sides. Erica and one team member escaped by car, but their cameraman was bitten. And in the end, even Erica herself got bitten, and they had to shoot her so she wouldn't turn. A few days later, the team managed to eliminate the zombies in the mall and said at least 152 people died, including 8 team members and Erica. After that, the government sent extra support, cleaned up the place, and the news said they killed about 480 zombies. It was one of the worst disasters the team ever faced, so they promised themselves to kill even more. Our division was convinced this virus was God's punishment. Then there's Jimmy, introduces Rose Matthews, the only girl on the team, a nurse who worked with her husband, but after he died from the virus, she joined the team to take revenge on the zombies. With them was Omar Hernandez, an ordinary guy arrested for stealing from a shop near the quarantine zone. Given a choice, 15 years in prison or 2 years with the team. Trent Parker was a former soldier who served in Afghanistan, Iran, and Pakistan, with a lot of war experience. Also, Mike and Jin came from other countries and joined the team so they could live in America. The team leader, Sarge, joined to stop the virus and save the world from disaster. When the whole team was ready, they got into a big truck and headed to a farm outside the city. They got a report that people were hiding zombies there. As soon as they arrived, someone from the house started shooting at them. There was heavy gunfire, but in the end, the team managed to stop one of the attackers. When they checked the place, they found that the people in the cage weren't zombies. They were normal humans. Sarge pulled one of them aside and asked what was happening. The man admitted he was hiding his brother who had turned into a zombie because he still had hope he'd recover. As soon as Sarge heard that, he didn't waste time. They entered the house to find the zombie. The place was very dark, making it hard to locate him. Suddenly, the zombie bit Tom on the hand, but Sarge was stronger and killed the zombie with one blow. Then Sarge called the cleanup team to take the zombie's body, and unfortunately, they also had to take Tommy, who died from the bite. A little later, on their way back to base, they got a report from command that a big suspicious truck might have zombies inside. The team arrived quickly, stopped the truck, and asked the driver what he was transporting. The man said it was just equipment for the city, but as soon as they opened the container, dozens of zombies came out and attacked. It turned into hell. The team tried to control the situation, but the numbers were terrifying, until Sarge grabbed the RPG and blew up the container, stopping them. To make sure none would come back, they had to shoot every zombie in the head, one by one. There was no room for mistakes. What happened 5 years ago couldn't be repeated. People from the quarantine zone said the virus spread in minutes, and almost all the city's residents became zombies. Since then, the government built the big wall around the area and took him straight to quarantine for 24 hours to make sure he wasn't infected. Meanwhile, officers interrogated the container driver and learned about a group called Project Yehuda, who were working inside the quarantine zone, doing research on zombies. As soon as the government heard this, they decided to send 8 members from our division to investigate. But Sarge didn't want to go because his whole family had died there. Jenny asked Rose about Sarge, and she said Sarge wasn't a soldier or anything, just a store manager who'd never held a weapon before. When the virus hit the city, he and his wife and son hid in a small shop, but after the food ran out, he had to go out for supplies. When he came back, he found his wife and son bitten, so he had to finish them off himself. Heartbroken, Since then, he joined our division for revenge, and despite his strength, he still fears what happened in the quarantine and can't forget. But orders are orders. Team 8 entered the quarantine zone. As soon as they entered, Alex said he'd heard of Project Yehuda before, and that its goal was to create zombies much stronger than normal ones. The scary part was that another R Division team had entered the same area before and never came back. The team moved forward, finding human corpses on the ground. Eventually, they found a sign saying, Project Yehuda, proving it was real. As they walked, they reached a dark path, and suddenly zombies came from all directions. There was no choice but to fight. After they finished them off, they discovered Parker had been bitten. Adam tried to shoot him before he turned, but Parker was faster and shot him first. They both died. The gunfire made a lot of noise and attracted even more zombies. Sarge yelled for a quick retreat before they got surrounded. After walking a bit, they found corpses without legs. Sarge said, "Watch out, this type of zombie eats only legs." Indeed, when someone opened a closet, small zombies jumped out. They were very fast, and the team had a hard time fighting them. In the middle of the battle, Alex was bitten on the leg and knew he couldn't go on. Alex told the rest of the team, "You go, I'll distract the small zombies myself," and blew them all up with him to protect the rest of the team. Rosie realized that the team numbers became very few, so she shouted to Jimmy, "Give Alex his weapon, we might need it." While they were watching the zombies, the fire started driving them away from behind, and the sound of gunfire attracted hundreds of zombies from every direction. The situation was completely out of control, so Sarge told them, "Go back inside the building. We have to find another way out." But in the middle of the chaos, Omar couldn't escape and was attacked by fire zombies. He died there, and they reached the end of a corridor, and Sargent found the door locked. He felt that this was the end for him and Rose. They started removing their equipment. Surrendering to their end, suddenly someone opened the door and told them to come in quickly, before the zombies arrived. This man's name was Lamford, and he took them to a secret lab related to the Judas Project. He admitted that he was one of the scientists working on that project. The surprise was that the project wasn't evil. Its goal was to create zombies to fight other zombies. The experiment went out of control when one of the zombies, named Elvis, rebelled against the scientists. This zombie was smarter than any other zombie and started gathering an entire army of zombies around him, Lamford's army of the dead. He was afraid that if they left Elvis like that, he could actually form a stronger army and attack all of humanity. The disaster was that the zombies in the container truck turned out to be under Elvis's command. He used a drone to film what was happening, broadcast it, and warn people about what was coming. But before they could escape, Lamford decided to take them through a secret path in the metro. While walking in a dark corridor, zombies attacked them, but thank God, no one was hurt. Before they left, they saw Elvis standing, commanding and controlling the zombies. Lamford told them, "If he sees you, you'll never get out of here alive." But Sarge said, "We need clear evidence so the government will believe us." At first, Lamford was hesitant, but when Sarge insisted, he agreed and took them up to the roof to film what was happening. As soon as they got to the roof, they were shocked. The sight was terrifying. The zombie army wasn't in the hundreds, but tens of thousands, all under Elvis's command. Unfortunately, the zombies sensed their location and began to attack them. The team tried to escape, but Lamford couldn't run with them, and the zombies caught him. Sarge realized it was impossible to face that number, so they decided to go back to Lamford's hideout and look for another exit. But as they were leaving the lab, the zombies attacked them again. Rosie managed to get out of the building, and Jimmy tried to film Sarge's last moments as he was eaten by the surrounding zombies.